to be hearing messages from Spirit until there's some people who are looking to buy a question. And we're going to have some abuse topics again tonight. Not sure what ones yet, but we are going to look at them right now. I'd like to take a minute to thank my guides for being here with me and guiding me in this reading. 33 seconds on the clock. Protected. Very protected in this reading. Ghosting triggers self-esteem, self-worth issues, and abandonment issues. What's really funny is I was just watching the episode of Buffy where she sees that guy and he ghosts on her. Narcissistic abuse, ego, and insecurity projected as an inflated sense of self. Hi, guys. Physical overpowering triggers fears of not being strong enough to escape, fears for life and for freedom, makes you feel alone and ashamed, and makes you feel like no one cares. Neglect and invisibility causes feelings of not belonging and unworthiness. So, the topics tonight are going to revolve a lot around dealing with narcissism, dealing with gaslighting, manipulation, scapegoating, neglect, invisibility, ghosting, physical overpowering. You could have dealt with somebody who was physically abusive, possibly, but I feel like the majority of it's just going to be physical overpowering, intimidation, fear tactics, letting you know that they are bigger and stronger, that kind of thing. This could be somebody who throws a lot of temper tantrums, possibly even tends to hit walls or things like that to scare you. Something along those lines. So dealing with ghosting with people has a lot to do with self-worth issues and self-esteem issues, abandonment issues, things like that. Neglect and invisibility, same thing, not being seen, not being heard, not being acknowledged, not being recognized, feeling like you're unworthy or like you don't matter or like you don't make a difference in the lives around you. Somebody definitely made you feel like you were invisible, like you were nothing, like you were no one, like you didn't belong, like they didn't care about you, like you didn't matter. This person was very narcissistic. This person was somebody that had a lot of ego, a lot of inflated sense of self, somebody who really thought that they were above everything and everyone, somebody that really felt like they were the only ones who mattered and you didn't. Your feelings didn't matter. Your emotions didn't matter to this person. You were just a means to an end to make this person feel good about themselves. This could definitely have been somebody who played you. And 3:33 was just on the clock when I looked up as well. Just know that you are protected. Know that you are being guided at this time. Know that you are being looked after, and know that karma will be reaching these people. Know that you are worth more than this. You are definitely worth more than this. And sometimes it can be very hard to pull yourself off of these people and to really remember that what they are triggering in you, the feelings that they are triggering in you, are caused by past issues. And it is something that you can work through and overcome. It is something that you definitely should not be allowing in your life. If this person comes back, I would suggest to you to tell them to take a hike. If they message you or something along those lines, don't message them back. Make sure that you pull back your energy completely. I would actually even suggest blocking this person, because this person is only here to try to reel you back in and get that ego boost again, being like, oh, ooh, I can get that again. And they're just going to come back every time and then they're gone again. So don't play around with this person. Don't accept less than what you're worth. And it's easier said than done. I know that. But yeah, there's just a lot of nasty energy here from whoever this person is that you guys are dealing with. or have dealt with. Get active to release the toxic energies within you. Ride a bike, hike, chop wood, clean, organize, art, writing, yoga, stretching, games, activities. All of these things will help you to pull yourself away from that and to get back to you and to get back to what's important to you. Don't focus your time and your energy and your effort on this person who has chosen to show you that you don't mean anything to them. Rejection is protection in this sense. And yes, it hurts and it's hard to go through and it's hard to deal with somebody who just disappears on you, especially when they generally tend to emotionally connect with you very intimately. They tend to get under your skin. They tend to really make you feel like you're the best person in the world. And there's so much connection here. There's so much love here. There's so many great things here, so much in common. And then next thing you know, they're just gone like that. And it leaves you with no closure. It leaves you feeling like there's something missing. It leaves you feeling like you did something wrong. Trust me, you did not do something wrong in this situation. This person has their own issues, and this person is taking those issues out on you. This person is definitely somebody who tends to think that they are untouchable, that they are somebody that you will be completely stuck on. This is almost like a form of black magic, almost, because this person breadcrumbs you, gives you just enough to make you feeling like you want more, and then they pull back their energy, and then you're stuck wanting them, and you're sending them all that energy, and then they have all your energy and all their energy because they aren't giving you any energy. Trust me, they won't be giving you any energy anytime soon either. And so it is best to really pull back your energy. Make sure that you're focusing on things that make you feel good, things that make you feel like you're doing something, you know? Try not to be distracted by this person from your goals, from your achievements, from your own life. Try not to allow this person to put a wrench in the things that you are working on and you are doing. Emotional regulation is needed. Understand that your emotions and your triggers understanding your emotions and triggers will help to reduce your vulnerability to these emotions. Address and change anything that you feel like is unwanted or overly reactive responses to outside factors. So, regulating your emotions. If this person does reach out to you and you haven't blocked them or can't block them for some reason, do not respond to this person. Do not give this person any more of your time or your energy. If you happen to run into them in public or something, try not to allow yourself to give them the satisfaction of seeing that they hurt you. Just be like, oh, hey, if you acknowledge them at all, oh, hey, how you doing? Bye-bye. And go back to your life. Don't allow this person to cause you to feel any kind of pain because of their own crap. This person is really somebody who has really just made you feel like you didn't matter at all and like they were the only thing that mattered. Socialize with others. We learn by doing. Don't let trust issues get in the way forever. Ask for support or for help. Be with those that you admire and listen to the perspectives of others. Call people that you love. Do some gardening. This can help you to get grounded, and it also gives back to the earth as well. Plant some trees, food, or flowers. Get your hands and your feet in the dirt. So get yourself grounded. Take some time in nature. Take some time to just find some peace, some time to you, and pull back all of your energy. Do an energy clearing session, protection clearing, and calling back all of your energy so that your energy is not scattered, so that you're not feeling like you're being constantly pulled on. I feel like this person is really pulling on your energy, even though they have ghosted you. They may be, really feeding off of your energy and the energy that you are sending their way. Getting out and socializing with others and finding some fun activities to do, some hobbies to do, maybe even going like to the library, checking out some books, meeting some new people, going to the bar on the weekend and having a couple drinks with some friends. Get out and have some fun and enjoy life. And you will start to see that just because this person treated you like you were invisible did not make you invisible. This person wanted you to feel bad about yourself so that you would be stuck on them and so that all of your energy would be being drained from you and given to them. For some of you, you could have been dealing with some sexual magic as well in this instance. Acceptance of self and of others, acceptance of personal responsibility, and choosing to approach things in a different way to change the end results. So there's also a need to realize that, say you go out and you meet somebody and you're really hitting it off and it's really great, and this person's just like, oh, live for today and have all the fun we want to right now and don't think about tomorrow, and they're really connecting you with you very intimately, they're very charming, they're very charismatic. That does tend to point to a lot of times that that can be somebody that is like that. When somebody is overly charming, overly confident, really good at talking to people, make sure that you take some time to get to know them a bit better than just the first appearances, because a lot of times that ends up being something that they don't keep up forever. That's something that they're good at, putting that foot forward in the initial meetings and even when they're first getting to know you and stuff, but that's not something that's going to last. A lot of times, the people who take a bit longer to open up and get things going, a lot of times end up being the ones that are a bit more serious about it. Volunteer somewhere. It helps you to feel like you are needed and appreciated, and it also helps those in need. It gets you out and interacting with some good people too. So, when you're dealing with neglect and invisibility, when you're dealing with ghosting, when you're dealing with people physically overpowering you, people taking your power away, making you feel like you're alone, making you feel like you have no one, making you feel like no one cares, or like you have no worth, no value, your self-esteem shot, you're feeling like you are just at the bottom of the barrel, those kind of situations. When you get out and you volunteer somewhere that means something to you, generally you're going to meet a lot of people that are on the same page as you, a lot of people that are doing good work. It makes you feel good. It makes you feel needed. It makes you feel wanted. It makes you feel like you matter in this world, and it counteracts the effects of people treating you this way, because it rewires you to see that, oh, hey, I do actually matter. I do make a difference. There are things that I contribute that are of value. And sometimes it is hard to remember that. So getting out and volunteering somewhere and taking time to meet people, to socialize, to have fun, to really enjoy the things that you enjoy doing, all of these things are going to help you to be able to counteract the effects of the neglect and invisibility, the ghosting, and the narcissistic abuse that you may have endured here. So let's see what else Spirit wants to bring to our attention tonight. No negative energy. Nothing you do or say can affect me in any way. I pray to Spirit every day, any darkness they will slay. Doing light work like a boss, no more do I suffer loss. Blessings rain down on me. My fortune leads the blind to see. My smile's big, my eyes are dry, no longer on my knees to cry. My gratitude rings out loud and clear. If you want the same, it's in the mirror. Have some faith and some trust. Selfishness is just a bust. Self-love is required. I know that your soul is weary and tired. Give it up to those up high. Lift your eyes to the sky. Surrender now, your time is near. No more room for any fear. Do what feels right for you. In your heart, you know what's true. 127:22. And I just added this to Dee's StoryTime, which you can find in the link in the description box below as well, if you'd like to check out my other poems, or if you'd like to find this one again or the next one. On top of the world. Nothing you do or say will faze me. My level up is on key. Self-love is taking place. With it, nothing is too hard to face. On top of the world is where I'm at, no time to dwell on a dirty rat. Closing cycles left and right, nothing is ever out of sight. You can't stop me, can't you see? Work on you, set yourself free. There's no more time for a busy bee. Set your eyes on your own lane. Who is now the one that's sane? You never had the power to take me out. My faith was strong, never a doubt. The divine beings at my side, you're not welcome on this ride. So, once again, you don't have time to dwell on this dirty rat. You are busy breaking cycles, you're busy healing, you're busy growing, you are really on point, and there is nothing this person can do to phase you as long as you don't allow it. What we allow is what will continue. So you can choose to disallow this at any time. That was the whole part about taking your power back. It is within you to change the cycles, to really decide that these people who have hurt you cannot stop you. They can't stop you from living your life. They can't stop you from getting out there and meeting new people. They can't stop you from enjoying yourself or from working on your goals. You could definitely have been dealing with somebody who might have actually been talking crap about you around town as well. It's time to really focus on your own lane, to really work hard towards your goals, and to not let anybody distract you or throw you off track. To trust that you are sane and that anything this person threw your way was just their way of trying to control a situation that they can't control anyway. Crown chakra. Listen to the guides. Listen to your guides. They are real and they are always near to guide you on your path. Connect to a higher power, prayer and routine. So you could have also been dealing with somebody who tried to make you feel like you were insane or crazy for believing the things that you believe and for listening to the signs and synchronicities that came your way. Just know that these people really don't know what's real. They have no faith. They have no real trust in anything. And your faith is not misplaced in believing in the things that you believe in. Find your inner peace through rest, reflection, and self-care. So taking time out for you, to love yourself, to take care of yourself, to really reflect on the things that have happened, the ways that they happened, how people treated you, what things led to the way that you guys interacted in this situation, and really being motivated to ground yourself, to balance yourself. Feel like you are very strong inside, because you are very strong inside and you have a lot of passion, you have a lot of drive and a lot of motivation within you, and you have the ability to be able to ground this motivation and push forward strongly towards your goals. You have a lot of wisdom inside of you from the things that you have faced and everything that you have been through. You really know exactly what was going on in this situation. You know what's true, and it doesn't matter what anybody else believes, because what matters is the fact that you know what's true, and you don't have anything to prove to anyone. You are somebody who is very intelligent, somebody who is very knowing, somebody who is very wise. And both of these cards are about wisdom. This is actually about Ganesh, and you can look up Ganesh. It's, I believe it's in India. Ganesh is a god, I guess, I think. And wisdom is the biggest trait. Wisdom is definitely something that you possess. You have a very good memory. People may have made you feel like you didn't remember things right, or like you were making things up or something along those lines, and you remember things exactly right. You remember things exactly how they were, and you don't need anybody to verify that for you. You don't need the closure. You don't need anybody to tell you that you're right or tell you that what happened really existed, because you know what happened in your own mind, and it is okay to believe in the things that you believe in. Making the choice to believe that something good is coming your way is going to help you as well. Not allowing yourself to fall into pessimistic beliefs, not allowing yourself to feel the way that this person tried to make you feel about yourself. This person definitely tried to make you feel like you were worthless, like you were nothing, like you didn't belong, like you had nobody on your side, or like you weren't good enough in some sort of way. And you are choosing now to free yourself, and you know exactly how to free yourself from that. You know how to disallow these things. You know what was going on in this situation. You know what real love looks like, what free love looks like, what non-toxic love looks like. And it's time to choose to put yourself first, and to choose not to allow yourself to fall into the toxic rabbit hole and the toxic cycles of chasing someone who is not even looking your direction. Someone who may have tricked you or made you believe that they cared about you when they did not care about you. And it's time to drop that situation and let it go instead of holding on to it and causing yourself more pain. It's time to trust that the hard work that you have been doing and the visualizations, the learning and growth that you have put in is really going to be paying off, and that you, through your patience, your persistence, your dedication, through your ability to be able to delve into your emotions and your passions while still remaining stable and keeping an optimistic outlook for tomorrow, regardless of whatever may have happened with this person, is really going to keep you balanced in your life. And it's going to keep you from falling into this toxic situation. Sitting back and knowing your worth and your value and allowing things to come to you, allowing what comes in to come in and allowing what falls away to fall away. Choosing not to entertain people that are hot and cold, in and out, on and off. Not entertaining people who are emotionally unavailable or people who are just looking to play games with you, but choosing a different path, choosing to have patience, choosing to have trust, choosing to believe that through the work that you are doing, better things are going to come along instead of dealing with these people of the past who have hurt you in some sort of way. And also learning how to trust that the work that you have done already at this point is really paying off as well. And that you are going to be attracting in different types of energy because you are going to be in a different type of energy yourself. Some of you, this is a past situation that had happened, and now you are learning how to open up and trust again. You're learning how to trust in your own wisdom, trust in the things that you know. You're no longer allowing people to talk you out of believing what you believe to be true from the experiences that you have endured that have given you wisdom over time. So let's see what else my guides want me to talk about tonight. Love is more of a priority than money. Take a second to see where your priorities lie. Self-love is an even bigger priority. You can't love anyone right without it. Think of those who have hurt you. Did they practice self-love? And if they did, was your own lack of self-love the problem? We all need to take ownership of certain things to move forward and make changes for our own good and the good of others. So, once again, considering we had the ghosting and neglect and the narcissistic abuse cards, physical overpowering cards, all of those things combined. If you were feeling like you loved yourself, like you were worthy, like you were valuable, like you were something that was a priority to be taken care of and treated right, then you would not be in a situation where people are allowed to walk on you, people are allowed to ghost you, and you'll still be there when they call you back after weeks and weeks of not hearing from them. Things like that. You wouldn't be there for that if you were loving yourself right. And also, when we are not practicing self-love, then the love that we give to others is damaged love as well. And those hurt people who are hurting us, we become one of those hurt people who are hurting people. And so taking the time to prioritize self-love, self-care, self-respect, and putting that time, energy, and effort into yourself is really something that is going to be very important, because not only are you going to be loving yourself better, you're going to be loving people around you better, and you are going to be attracting people who love you better. And when you run into people who are not loving you in the right ways, and it's a very toxic situation, you are going to be able to walk away and cut it off with no qualms, no worries, no feelings of doubt or inadequacy, no feelings of, oh, maybe I should hold on to this because this is going to be the best that ever comes along. No, this isn't going to be the best that ever comes along, and I don't want this shit anymore, so goodbye. And once you start loving yourself, that's the energy you come into. Open your eyes. What you seek might be right in front of you. Take a break from the technology and start to see the world around you again. There is so much life to enjoy. Let your freak flag fly and don't hold back. Sing loud and dance proud. So, It is time to really allow yourself to explore life, live life, get out there and have fun again, and to let go of the past that has happened. Don't allow the past people who have hurt you to keep you from being able to live your life, to keep you from being able to enjoy yourself, to keep you from getting back out there again, to keep you from getting back on that horse and riding it again. Just because you fell off once doesn't mean you shouldn't get back up there and do it again, right? And same thing when it comes to relationships. Just because you went into one and it wasn't the best relationship, it doesn't mean it's the end of the world. And honestly, getting rid of that relationship and the toxicity that it brought into your life and the toxicity that was already present in you, which is what caused partially this coming into your life, getting rid of those things and balancing yourself is really important. And a lot of what's going to help you to do that is doing it again and learning from it and growing from it and experiencing things. When you're not experiencing new things and you're not getting out there and having fun, then you are allowing those past people who have hurt you to win. And you don't want to allow those past people who have hurt you to win. It is okay to take some time to grieve, to take some time to yourself, but you can't allow that time to yourself to turn into a massive spawn of depression and hurt and agony and constantly pining after somebody who isn't even caring about you, thinking about you, or worried about you anyway. And yes, that is hard to do. And yes, I have been there. So don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to yell at you, but sometimes we all need somebody to yell at us and tell us how dumb we're being when we're doing that shit, because sometimes it is. Release. I release it all, the whole damn fall, the giant leap, my feelings they seep, running free, flowing over and out to sea, moving forward at last, the past is in the past. I love that this came out right now. What perfect timing. I mean, really, this is the perfect timing for this poem, and you can find this on D's StoryTime if you want to look back on it again. This is a great chant to yourself, to remind yourself to release and let it go and just let it be. The things that fall away from our life, we need to let them go and we need to let it be. And we need to allow new things to come in. We can't block that flow. When we block that flow by holding on to the past or by not allowing anything new to happen in the future because we're afraid of what could happen and the past repeating itself, a lot of times, first off, when we fear the past repeating itself, we cause the past to repeat itself. So, take a look at the way that you went into things last time. Examine it. Understand what was going on both sides of it. And then allow yourself to experience new things. And if they look like they are the same things, question them. Don't feel like they are. Don't blame the new person for the past person's things. But watch out for those red flags that you already know exist because of the wisdom that you have picked up along the way. And it is hard. But I also don't want to choose to allow them to win by hiding away in my house forever. I'd much rather get out there and enjoy life again and have fun again and not let that person feel like they stole my whole life from me. Remember in this time of hardship that you have everything within yourself to persevere moving forward. Take the path of love and light. Give freely of what you have and ask and be open and receptive when you have a need. You are protected and guided on your path. Choose to see it and follow it. A lot of your voices are bigger for peace and harmony than you know. Time to step up into leadership. Guide people in love and unity. Spend time healing yourself and the energies around you. You have all of the skills and all of the knowledge necessary to manifest hope all around you. Be a light, be hope, let your love be an inspiration to everyone. So, it's time to really believe in yourself. 2020. This is making me think of 2020 vision. It's time to see clearly. It's time to learn from the past. It's time to really understand what obstacles are standing in your way. What are those obstacles really obstacles, or are they stepping stones in the right direction? Are they things to help you learn, to help you grow, to help you understand yourself and the world around you better, to help you really see things as they are in a more clear light? Camping with you was so amazing. The trees, the stars, the wind, and the full moon were so amazing. It's like a spell was cast and time was stopped. But I need someone who can be open and vulnerable, someone who can communicate clearly. I think this was just a fling of two lonely people. The song Lonely Chick. Heal and find wholeness within. We are mirroring, so I need to as well. Don't give up your heart to someone just because you can't stand being alone. It should only be given when you feel good on your own. and are feeling like you would be fine whether things worked out or not. Codependency is something that we both need to work on. So, you could definitely have been dealing with somebody who is very emotionally unavailable, and you know what? It could have felt like time stopped, like there was nobody around but you and this person, and like it was the most perfect, amazing moment on the planet. And who knows, it could have been something that just came along at the wrong time, and then you both needed to heal so you could come back together. And considering the beginning part of this reading and the direction it's been going, I really doubt it. I feel like you guys, yes, were mirroring in some ways, and both of you needed to heal, but you guys both ran into each other so you could trigger each other's healing. And it's not necessarily something that's going to come back together. It might, but at the same time, the things that you are working on healing right now are feeling like you can stand strong on your own, feeling like you don't need somebody in your life. Yeah, you want somebody, but it's okay if you don't have them. And it's okay that you are here by yourself, and that you really are capable and strong on your own, that you don't need to lean on somebody, that you have your own strength within you that you can call upon at any time. You also have your guides, your angels, your ancestors, the divine beings. You have the ascended masters. You have your friends, you have your family, and yes, a relationship is great and it's nice, but it's even better when you do the work necessary to feel good on your own, so that when you come into a relationship, you're feeling good and you're feeling whole, and you're not trying to complete yourself with some other half, but you are already whole yourself, and the other person is just an added bonus to your already healed whole self. Yeah, somebody is feeling like they are lacking something, like they are unworthy, like they are not valuable, like they're out in the cold, like they're lost and alone, like there's no hope. And what you need to do is you need to focus on the light in the dark. You need to see the good things in the bad. You need to really trust and have faith. Listen to the signs and the synchronicities that are coming into you. You're not meant to know everything, but you are being guided on this journey. Even though it's dark and you don't really know everything that's going on, your intuition will guide you. And a lot of the reason that you're in this state is so you can learn how to follow your intuition, so that you can learn how to listen to the signs, the synchronicities, the messages that are coming your way. Without this spiritual journey, you never would have connected to the divine the way that you have. You never would have connected to the spiritual half of yourself, to your psychic and spiritual abilities, and to really being able to feel things and know things without being able to explain it, without being able to see it. Being able to believe is being able to see. And you are learning how to see, how to believe without seeing right now, so that you can actually learn how to trust in your skills and your abilities. There may be a lot of fighting going on inside of your mind, a lot of conflict, a lot of constant debating going on in your mind. These feelings of being left on your own and not being able to survive on your own, or feeling like there's nothing you can do in the situation that you're in, but you're in this situation on your own so that you can learn, so that you can learn about who you really are, how much strength you really have inside of yourself, what you really want to fight for, what really drives your passion, what really motivates you, what really makes you feel good, what do you really love and appreciate enough to get up and fight the good fight. What inside of you is feeling hurt and in lack? Where are you feeling like you do not measure up? Because you need to examine those things, and you need to understand those things so that you can heal those things. And you definitely have it within able to heal those things, to be able to step into this leadership role, to be able to face yourself and to be able to come out the winner, to be able to really fight for what you truly want, and to be able to step up and make the decisions that are hard for yourself, for others, for situations in your life. You are somebody who can make those decisions, and you are the only one who can make those decisions. That choice is in your hand, and that's where taking that responsibility comes into factor too, because you are the one who is making the choices in your life. What choices are you going to make? Are you going to choose to just lay down and give up because you've been left out in the cold? Or are you going to choose to get up and fight so that you can fight for another day, so that you can come out the victor, so that you can be filled with hope and faith and trust again, so that you can be filled with this peace and this joy again? You are definitely somebody who is meant to be seen, meant to be heard, meant to stand out, and meant to shine. And going through these things alone is going to help you to be able to see who is on your side in the end. And it's also going to help you when you get to the top to not feel so lonely, because you learned how to deal with that loneliness, that despair, that hurt, that heartache while you were down at the bottom, instead of getting to the top and then going, oh shit, I have nobody around me who actually gives a shit. And anybody who is around me is just looking to ride on my coattails. And you learned that already while you were down at the bottom. So if anybody would like to donate or buy a question, you can find my Cash App and my PayPal both in the description box below. And I really do appreciate anybody who does that. It really means the world to me, and thank you guys for that. And let's see what else Spirit wants to talk about till then tonight. So, who are you really? What do you want to be? Are you free, or are you just projecting? What is no longer serving you? It's mirrored. The more that you hold on, the harder it will be. So, whatever the situation is, both of you are learning how to let go. You're both learning how to release. You're learning how to not be bothered by it, to not allow it to affect your life, to not allow it to control you or distort your vision or cause you to feel like you can't see clearly, you can't move clearly, you can't make the decisions in your life, because you are fully capable of making those decisions on your own. It is time for new, and it is time to let go of the past. What do others see when they look at me? Is that what is truly important? There will always be haters. Give them something real to hate on. So, if you're worried about people and their opinions about you, their thoughts about you, what they're saying about you, what is going on behind closed doors, how people think of you, things like that, it's time to really examine whether or not that's important anyway. What truly matters? What matters most is what we think of ourselves. What do you think of you? Look in the mirror and really examine yourself. What do you think of you? And if you think that you are worthless, or you are nothing, or you are invisible, or you don't deserve anything, or you're just this lonely, poor person who has no friends, or you're this person who has no money, so you have no value, all of those things are inside of you. And all of those things you are projecting at yourself. Are you thinking that you're amazing, that you're wonderful, that you're beautiful, that you deserve friends, that you deserve a family that loves you, that you deserve abundance, that you deserve stability, that you deserve to have a happy, good life? Because those are the things that you should be thinking when you're looking in the mirror. When you make a mistake, are you going, oh, that was so stupid, I hate myself for that? Or are you going, oh, I made a mistake, and that's okay, because you know what? Everybody makes mistakes. And this time, I learned how not to do it next time. That's a good thing. You can look at things from a good perspective, or you can look at them from a bad perspective. And that really decides whether or not you're seeing your life in a good way, or whether or not you're seeing it in a bad way. Yeah, you can be some lonely bum with no money, living in an RV, and not really having a whole lot, being alone. At the same time, is that really who you are? Because I know it's not who I am. What I do know is that I am somebody that would be very missed if I was gone. I am somebody that makes a very big difference in people's lives. I am somebody who does my best to help people, to love people, to guide people, to take care of people. I am somebody who puts my time, effort, and energy towards the things that mean the most to me. The biggest priorities to me in life is not necessarily money, and that doesn't make me any less valuable than any other person on this planet. But boy, there sure is a lot of people who will tell you, don't ever date the person who has no money, because they're useless and worthless and valueless. Make sure that you're going after those with money, because the ones without money are just jokers, and they're just going to take advantage of you and take you for everything you have. Yeah, sure. Maybe they're working on something that's important to them. Maybe they're working on having money in the future. Maybe they're taking the slow and steady path, and they're not just going for instant gratification. Maybe they work on things that are far more important than that, and they don't have time to dedicate to just going out and getting money. You know, that's the thing. You gotta Understand how you're looking at yourself and how that is affecting how you feel about yourself and how you feel about the world around you. Because you may actually be seeing enemies in the world around you that don't even exist. And a lot of that happens because of your own warped self-view. Think simple. Uncover your heart. Things may seem simple. No more self-hate or self-harm. Just go with the flow. Stop the sabotaging. No more drowning. Reminder, you need love too. And it's okay to ask for love from the people that you give it to and to expect that. And if they aren't willing to give it back, then you move away from those people so that you can open the door to new things coming in and new people coming in. If people are making you feel unloved in your life and people are not giving you what you are giving them, you can find people with the same heart as you. Everybody tells you, oh, nobody's going to have the same heart as you, so you might as well just give up today and not actually look for people who give a shit. No, that's bullshit. There are people who will have the same heart as you. There are people who will love you the way that you love people. And there are people that are willing to treat you with respect and decency. So don't give up looking for them and get stuck on some asshole who's going to treat you like a pile of shit, because that is not the life that you want. And when you choose to remain in that situation, you are choosing to have that life and to say that you are only worthy of that life. And this is all you're good enough for. Instead of saying, hey, I am worth more. Hey, I deserve more. Hey, I'm going to treat myself better by not allowing others to treat me this way anymore. Are you what they dictate or what you feel to be true? You are what you feel and what you see yourself as. So it doesn't even matter what anybody else feels about you or sees you as, because they cannot control what you feel or see yourself as. You can allow their opinions to become yours. You can allow their thoughts or feelings to become yours. Or you can detach yourself and you can protect your energy and you can rewire your thinking so that your opinion is much higher than the opinions coming at you from assholes in the world around you. Believe that you are here for a reason. I'm still standing, Elton John. So even though you have been through hell in a handbasket, and even though you have gone through a lot, it's time to really look at yourself and realize how strong you are and how much you have transformed from this situation. I just realized that this spill on here looks like a butterfly. And you have transformed massively from the situation that you have gone through and from everything that you have faced. And you have learned so much about yourself and the world around you from it. And you are still here standing, and they cannot tear you down. They cannot take you out unless you allow them to do that. So do not allow them to do that to you. Do not allow them to cause you to feel like you don't matter or you are not good enough. You have been hiding yourself away from the world for too long. It is time to forgive. It's time to release. It's time to let go of the past. It is time to stop feeling like just because you are this bright light in the world, you're only going to attract darkness to you. Because yeah, you're going to attract some darkness, especially if you're a healer. You're going to be attracting people who need to be healed. That's just a part of being a healer. You attract people with toxic energy. That's what happens. Duh. And if you want to follow your path and purpose as a healer, then you have to accept that. And you have to not allow it to affect you personally or hurt you personally or cut you so deeply. You have to grow a thicker skin in order to be able to do that job. So if you are a healer, then make sure that you realize that and that you know that, because you're not going to be working with people that are on cloud nine feeling like sunshine and rainbows, because those people don't need a healer. The people that need a healer are the ones stuck in the gutter with a knife at their wrist, sawing on it. The ones who are going to stab you in the back the moment you turn around. Those are the people that need a healer. It's not the people who are already healed that need a healer. And you have been stuck inside yourself and stuck away from the world for too long because you are afraid to go back out there, because you are afraid that you're going to be around those people again and that those people are going to hurt you again. Guess what? You're still here. You're still standing. You're stronger than ever. You're wiser than ever. You know more than you used to. You have transformed yourself, and it is time to get back out there. It's time to close out those cycles. It's time to have forgiveness, loving, understanding, and empathy for yourself and for others around you, and to truly trust in the path that you are working on and that you are moving towards. To really dive deep down inside of yourself and understand what is going on in the darkest recesses of your mind, your body, and your soul. What is going on in your heart? What is going on in your emotions, and how can you heal those things so that those people can no longer affect you in that way and cause you to feel like you are not good enough because of their own bullshit and their own drama and their own projection projections onto you, or the way that they treated you because of their past and what had hurt them. And they're self-sabotaging, because a lot of it is self-sabotaging when you run into people like this, especially if you're a healer, because they don't feel like they deserve anybody like that coming into their life. And a lot of them are trying to see if you're going to abandon them like everybody else, or a lot of them are trying to see how much you will put up with, or a lot of them are trying to really get under your skin and trigger you. A lot of them are trying to run away from you and push you away and cut you off and all of that kind of crap. And yes, that does happen. That doesn't mean you have to have those people as your close friends. That doesn't mean you have to have those people as your partners either. That doesn't mean that you have to have those people as the ones you call family. And at the same time, if you are going to be a healer, then you are going to be around those people. And if you're not going to be a healer and you have chosen that that is not your life path or your purpose, and you don't want to be doing that, then you can choose to move away from those people when you see them. You do not have to accept those people into your life. You don't have to feel guilty or ashamed of not wanting to be there to help pull them out of the crap, because it's not your job and it's not your responsibility. Even as a healer, it's not your job and your responsibility. Yes, you go in there and you do the work to help them, but they have to do the work to pull themselves out of it. And there's going to be people who aren't going to do that work too, and you're going to lose those people too. Yeah, you're going to get abandoned by a lot of people. You're going to get left behind by a lot of people. You're going to get turned on by a lot of people. And a lot of your past wounds are going to be triggered until you heal them. That's why you have to work on healing them. And that's why it's so important to take that time for you and that self-care for you, and to really work through the issues that you have and learn how to protect your energy and detach yourself so that those people can no longer trigger you with their crap. And doing art is really going to help you to be able to break these cycles as well, to help you release, to help you let out the emotions, to help you really express yourself and get the feelings out there in a safe, healthy manner. And writing, drawing, painting, crafting, sewing, cooking. There are so many different types of art out there. Science is an art. Rock polishing is an art. Crafting. There's just so many types of art out there that you can do, and all of those types of art will help you to be able to release the emotions and let those things out and express yourself so that you can really work through things. Hi, Rashima. Nice to see you tonight again. So let's see what blessings are coming your way for taking the steps necessary to get yourself back out there and live life again after hiding yourself away for so long. Safe and happy travel, protection from harm when journeying. So as you go out and you have fun and you go through these things and you got all this dark energy around you and you got all these people clawing at your energy, things like that, you are safe, you are happy, you are protected. There is no reason to allow those things to cause you that pain or that misery or to pull you down. Time to shine creates the energetic resonance for golden opportunities. So you are going to be running into a lot of great opportunities for yourself. You're really going to be experiencing a lot of new things and really getting out there and having fun and having a good time. And there's going to be a lot of new people that you're meeting. There's going to be a lot of new experiences that you're running into. And there's just going to be so many good things coming your way for letting yourself get back out there and experience life again, even though you have been hurt. Allowing that fear to die out, that anxiety, that doubt, giving that all up to those that you pray to, and believing in, trusting in the fact that they are there for you. And no, they are not going to stop every single thing that's going to happen to you, because that's never realistic. As a parent, you don't stop every single thing that ever happens to your child. Otherwise, they become a very codependent person who could never stand up on their own. So your guides are not going to do that either. They're going to let you experience life, and they're going to let you go through these things so that you can learn, so that you can grow. But they are also going to be there to help you feel less lonely when you're alone, to be on your side, to guide you, to give you those feelings of comfort and love when there's no one else to turn to. And you can turn to them, you can talk to them, you can scream at them, you can yell at them, you can cry to them. It doesn't matter, because they love you unconditionally. You're welcome, Rashima. Good is coming our way. I agree. So what else is going on tonight? I just want to go with you everywhere. You are my favorite person. I get so sad sometimes and so nervous too if I can't find you. You're my rock and I'm yours. Thank you for keeping me at your side whenever possible. I love when we snuggle too. I feel so at peace in your arms. Every day is the best day when I am with you. I wish that you would care for you as you do for me. So, this could definitely be a pet that is talking to you here. This was actually written for one of my pet readings, so you could definitely have a pet who is telling you how much they love you and that they really just enjoy your company. They want to be with you all the time. They want to spend every second with you, loving you and cuddling you. And this could also be a child. This could be a partner. This could be somebody that just really loves you and wants you to know that they feel at peace with you and they feel good in your company. And maybe you're questioning that. Maybe you're questioning whether or not there are people out there who see you, notice you, really feel like you are something that brings happiness or joy to their life, and you do. You really do bring that happiness and joy to other people's lives. So you could be having a very distorted view when it comes to looking at yourself right now. You might not be seeing yourself as a beautiful being, as somebody who's important, as somebody who matters. You may be going through a lot of hard times right now, a lot of sadness, a lot of pain, a lot of hurt. You may really be experiencing a lot of crying and a lot of like the world is at an end, or like you don't want to have to go on, or like there's nobody there to listen. There's nobody there to feel your pain. There's nobody where you can just lay your head on their shoulder and cry. If you do have a pet, just know that they don't mind that you're doing that. They want to make sure that you feel good, and they want to make sure that you feel happy. And they don't mind being your rock because you're their rock. And if it's a partner, same thing. They don't mind being your rock because you're their rock. And if you are their rock, then you should be able to lean on them and allow them to be your rock as well. There may have been people who made you feel weak or pathetic or something along those lines for crying in the past. Know that crying is one of the most healthy things that you can do. And it is honestly one of the strongest things you can do, especially with how many people feel like it is something that is not okay or something that makes you weak or something that we shouldn't be doing. So just know that those things make you strong, and they don't make you any weaker or they don't make you pathetic. They don't make you something that is not worthy or someone that is not worthy. These things are a normal part of being a human being. And this grief and this sadness and this hurt and this pain is only going to be able to heal through you expressing it and letting it out. And once again, art is very, very beneficial for this as well. You are starting to notice and break the karmic cycles, patterns handed down through time. Accept that your parents did the best that they could at the time with the tools that they had at their disposal. They loved you and they tried to show it, although most didn't even know what love really was or how to show it, and neither did you. Forgive yourself as a parent or as a partner, who didn't know how to love. Forgive your partners too, or your parents, and pray for their healing for you and all. Lead the way to a victory. You have it in you to heal. Spread your story, inspiring others as you go, and really making an impact, but only through acceptance of yourself and of others as human beings, and forgiveness of the past mistakes and the harmful beliefs or actions. Acceptance of yourself and others as human beings, and having forgiveness of the mistakes and the harmful beliefs or actions can help you to acknowledge and lead a new way of love as a light worker. So, being able to forgive, being able to release, being able to be understanding, be compassionate, being able to see things from other people's perspectives, and really being able to let go of the past and release those things is really going to help you, and not just you, but other people around you. It's going to help you to be able to lead the way and inspire others into a new way of being or living that is going to be a lot more beneficial and a lot more healthy, because, you know, Cutting people off is an important thing at times, but so is having people in your life. And you can't have people in your life if you cut everyone off for one little mistake. I agree, Rashima. Forgive, but don't forget. But ask yourself, if you were in their shoes dealing with everything that they were dealing with at that time, would you maybe have responded in some of the same ways? Do you have some of those things inside of yourself? Because we all have our parents inside of us. If we hate our parents, we're busy hating ourselves. We have our parents inside of us, whether we want to admit it or acknowledge it or not. No matter how cruel or horrible or awful they were, they are a part of us. And the way that we don't become them, for one of the biggest ways we don't become them is by not denying those aspects of ourselves. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about not denying the shadow side. You're welcome. 7 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, 7 of Wands, and the Magician. You might have dealt with some manipulation, some controlling energy, some people who really pushed you to bend and twist to their will, people that it seemed like controlled everything in your world. And now you're realizing that they didn't really control everything in your world, but what you needed to do was you needed to stand up and fight for yourself. You needed to set your boundaries, and you needed to acknowledge what they had done to you. You needed to express it to them. You needed to let them know how they made you feel, and you needed to tell them what was okay and what was not. If at that point they continued to do the same things over and over again and repeat those cycles, then yeah, you should be cutting that situation off. But at the same time, it is always good to make sure that you discuss those things first, to really set your boundaries and tell people what is healthy and what is not healthy for you, and what you expect and what you don't expect. Have patience, trust, and faith, and believe that the seeds that you are planting through being able to open up your voice and express yourself are really going to reap a very beautiful harvest. Because in learning how to do these things and learning how to overcome these things, you're ahead of the game. And you're ahead of the game a lot more so than a lot of people who didn't go through anything. Because the people who didn't go through anything, if they ran into something, they would have absolutely no idea what to do in that situation. And a lot of times, the smallest little thing can completely destroy them. Whereas you have been through a lot, and you have learned a lot, you have experienced a lot, you've overcame a lot, which makes you a very strong person and somebody who really has a lot of good things coming your way as well. You have really put in a lot of hard work. You've put in a lot of hard effort. You have really delved into yourself to understand what has created the emotions within you, and to work towards creating abundance and fertility and growth in your life. And through your visualization, through your ability to express yourself, defend yourself, set your boundaries, and tell people how you feel, you can create the life that you desire. And you can create a life that is different than the one that was put on your doorstep originally, if that is what you so choose to do. When you deny those people, like I was discussing a minute ago, though, when you deny those aspects of your parents within yourself, and you deny that shadow side inside of yourself, then you can become them. So those cruel, manipulative, egocentric people who tried to manipulate you and twist you and make you fit in their box and tried to get you to be who they wanted you to be and pushed you into that, you can become that with other people in your life, unless you choose to acknowledge that those things do exist within yourself as well. You do have the ability to create and manifest the life that you desire. But what life is it that you desire? Is it a life of honesty? Is it a life of transparency? Is it a life of being able to look inside the mirror and understand what's going on within you, instead of projecting everything you have going on within yourself onto other people around you, like you may have dealt with in the past? So if anybody wants to donate or buy a question, you can find my Cash App and PayPal in the description box below, and I really do appreciate that. And until anything like that happens, we are going to continue seeing what other messages that Spirit wants to talk about with us tonight. I think this one came out recently, Brighter Than Gold, Louis II. That is a great song, by the way. I absolutely love that song. It was a very strong mantra of mine for a good couple months here before last. You are transforming every day. It has been a very changing time, but is for your highest good. Sometimes old ways of being or doing things needs to be changed to move forward. Trust that you will rise up and that you have what it takes, and a fire burns inside of your soul. There may be secrets that you are afraid to express. It is time to voice your desires, your wants, your needs. It's time to set those boundaries like we were just talking about, to tell people what you expect, to tell people what you deserve, and to move away from things or people or places that are not giving back to you in the way that you desire. It's time to recognize what it is to be truly valuable to you and to create a new beginning. Through honesty, hope, peaceful thoughts, rest, reflection, self-care, and being able to realize that the outcome, being able to release the outcome and believing that it is worth it, worth expressing yourself no matter what comes. Knowing you truly want knowing that what you want truly wants you too. Thank you, sweetheart. I accept that. And I pray it comes myself. You have been on this journey for so long, tired, wearied, head hung low. Keep going and find that spark of hope. Look for the good. Look for the light. And when you're looking back on your parents or on your past relationships or on past situations in your life where it just seems like everything about it was darkness, awful, horrible, insane, cruel, unusual, look at the good parts of it. Look for the silver lining. Every single situation you find yourself in, you can find good things about. Even the man who molested me as a child, I've said it many times, I can find good things about the situation that I was in at that time. And that sounds crazy, I'm sure, but you can find good things in those situations. Sometimes we have to actively seek it out because it is so drowned out in the shadows. Knowing that those shadows will clear away again as they always do. Those things that you avoid, that you know will be good for you, do them. It's kind of like when your parents are trying to force you to do things that you don't want to do, and they're trying to convince you not to do these other things. Sometimes it's because they don't want you to get hurt doing these other things. It's not necessarily that they don't believe in you. It's just that they don't want you to get hurt if things don't work out exactly as they planned or as you planned. So that's why they're doing it. It doesn't make it right, but at the same time, you can find things that help to explain those things as well. And the good part of that is they care about you. Even if they aren't showing it in the right way, they care about you. Those things that you avoid that you know will be good for you, do them. Take that long hot shower. Take that nice long walk. Take that nap in the middle of the day once in a while. Take a day off for you that's just for yourself and your own time and things that you enjoy doing. Get out your notebook and write down your thoughts and your feelings. Express yourself through your artwork. Take time to go on a nice long drive. Listen to music and dance. All of those things, they are good for you and they help you. Getting out in the sunlight, that's good for you too. So take some time to get out in the sunlight. Take a walk by the moon or the sun. Try hard to find the fun. Leave behind all the pain and worry. Trust me, dear, there's no hurry. Don't let yourself... I love that even in these sometimes there's rhyming that goes on. Don't let yourself fall too far. Remember who you are. All you've been through to this date, there is nothing here to hate. Reparent you by taking care. Get up and do your hair. Put on something nice to wear. Get out of the house without a care. Depression is no fun, I know. Only you have the power to let it go. And I've been there myself. The depression can sometimes feel so overwhelming. You don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to eat, or sometimes all you want to do is lay in bed and eat. And, you know, the only way that you can actually break that is by getting up and doing the things that are good for you. And you don't want to do them at first. It doesn't feel like you want to actually get out there and do anything. But once you start doing it, you start to really enjoy it. It starts to raise your vibrations. You start to feel good again. Make sure that the music you're listening to isn't things like "Cut My Life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a fuck if I cut my arm bleeding. Yeah, that kind of stuff is very depressing. It's depressing. Listen to something else. Listen to something that's going to bring you up. Like, clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. That song's a great song for not being depressed. So make sure that the music you are listening to are things that are filling you with goodness, happiness, pureness. Oh, there's a song called Energy. It's in my High Vibes playlist. I don't remember who sings it. Maybe Tyra something. Not sure. But that's a great song for that too. So we have the Emperor, which made an appearance earlier actually. The King of Cups. The Wheel of Fortune. And once again, I noticed there's a few extra people here. If you guys wanted to be able to buy a question or if you wanted to be able to donate, you can find my Cash App and my PayPal in the description box below. And I really appreciate anybody who has been doing that. You guys really make a difference in my life. So you are really learning how to leave the past behind, how to leave behind the gossip, how to leave behind the lies, how to leave behind the conflict, not just the conflict in the external world, but the conflict inside of yourself, the conflict in your thoughts. You're learning from the things that trigger you. You're learning from the experiences that you're going through. You are really learning how to overcome and how to really view something positive and beautiful being able to come about in your future after everything that you've been through. And you're realizing that just because your past was your past doesn't mean that that's what your future has to be. You're learning how to make decisions that are not just beneficial for yourself, but are beneficial for everyone as a whole. And you're learning how to make the hard decisions. It's sometimes hard to make decisions. You may even be examining the actions of your parents or your ex-partners or things like that, where they made decisions that may have been for the good of everyone, and they may have been very hard decisions to make. And at the time, you're like, how could you have made that decision? And you really screwed up everything by making that decision. But now you're in the shoes that you have to make the decisions. And now sometimes there's hard decisions and not all of them end up being the correct decision. So you're getting to see things from the other side. And you're starting to really realize that maybe in the past, these people really were just doing the best that they could with what they had at their disposal. And you're starting to forgive not only yourself, but them as you start to realize these things and start to change things in your life and shift things in your life. And you're really starting to be able to express yourself now without being so afraid or so worried of everything falling apart just because you had something to say that other people may not have liked. My Cash App and my PayPal are both in the description box below. You can send the money through that and then ask your question. I'm going to see what blessings are coming in for all the hard work that you are putting in right now to do these things. Achievement. Win the award, accolade, or contract. So you're going to be getting recognition for leveling up, for gaining this emotional maturity, this mental maturity, this emotional intelligence as well, for really being able to face hard situations, hurtful situations, emotionally turbulent situations, and being able to really maintain your peace and your balance throughout them and make decisions, the decisions that a good leader would make during these situations. I feel like a lot of you may be pulling yourself out of depression, anxiety, fear-based thinking, and really being able to step up to that leadership role and step into your power. You are starting to accept your responsibility, starting to really take care of things, and starting to really be very effective in the world around you as well. Labyrinth, transition to a higher level of being, raising your energetic vibration and enlightenment. So you are really raising your vibration. You're coming out of this labyrinth. You are starting to be able to see things more clearly, and everything is not going to be looking so confusing to you anymore. Kissed by the rose on the grave. The song Kissed by the Rose on the Grave just came up because of Rishima's emojis down there. Earth. Ask the element of earth for grounding, stability, and strength in times of chaos. And some of you might have actually lost somebody very important to you recently. For a lot of you, it might have been your father or a father-like figure. You could have definitely lost somebody recently, and you have had to deal with that loss and that pain, and you have had to see the shoes that somebody else may have been standing in when they were dealing with a similar loss or similar pain or hardship in their life. And you might not have thought that they held it together good enough, but you're starting to really realize that they held it together very well for the situation that they were in, because it has been very hard for you to be able to maintain your peace and to be able to maintain your emotional stability throughout this time yourself. And that goes for anybody, whether it was a loss of a loved one or not. Whatever you're going through right now, you are starting to realize that maybe other people were facing something very hard at the time too, and maybe they may have maintained themselves better than you thought they did at first glance. My ex caused me to feel as if I was nothing, as if I was alone and no one would care or help. Gaslighting and manipulation was used to distort my vision of who I am. And this goes right along with the very beginning of tonight's session as well, because there was a lot about narcissistic abuse, ghosting, gaslighting, manipulation, neglect, power struggles, and overpowering physically. So you could definitely have been caused to feel like you were nothing, like you were alone, like you were isolated, like there was no one that you could reach out to for help, like you couldn't trust anybody, like you were always wrong, like you were crazy, like you didn't remember things right, like your memory was somehow full of holes, and everything that you thought had happened didn't really happen. You just made it all up inside of your head, and really caused you to have a distorted vision of yourself. You might have thought that you were somehow mentally unstable, or that you were somehow not good enough, somehow wrong in some sort of way. And you are starting to see that that was all bullshit, and that this person's perception of who you were and the way that they made you feel about yourself was all them, and it was projected onto you. You were made to feel that way about yourself because of the way that they felt about themselves. Message from Spirit about you currently. Did you send the payment? I didn't see it come up, but Cash App for some reason doesn't notify me when I'm doing a live reading. I'm sure you sent it. If you asked the question, obviously you did. Anyway, message about you currently from Spirit. You have dealt with many injustices, but fear not, you will be vindicated. Everything is coming out. Release the past and surrender to what is. Have faith in your God, angels, and ancestors. That's been a very big theme of this last week and a half or so, it seems like. Everybody is being told that as a collective, so you're not alone. And what's really crazy is I just said you're not alone, and Never Alone is the poem that came out. You might feel like it's too hard to take. Everyone around you is faulty and fake. No place real to rest your head except at home in your own bed. Know that you are never alone. Continue to stick to your own zone. Real ones will come around when you're ready for them to be found. Leave behind the guilt and doubt. Turn yourself inside out. Being alone is better by far than fake friends that are not up to par. Lean on your angels and ancestors too. Feel the love that they have for you. You are strong and made to face what life throws. You are the lucky ace. So you have a lot of good things coming your way. You are a very lucky person who has a lot of abundance and fertility waiting for you. And I feel like you are learning how to express yourself more, be yourself more, show your authenticity more. And in doing that, you are really going to be calling people that are more on your level to you, people that have a lot more in common with you and that you really share a lot with are going to be coming into your life in the near future. Ground yourself. Know that you are safe in being your true self. See, exactly what I was saying. Root chakra, be proud of who you are. Crown chakra, everything is connected. You are never alone. Trust and have faith in your connection to the multitude. So, ground yourself and realize that you have everything that you need within yourself and that the universe will provide the rest. That you really are safe. You are strong. You are solid. And anything that you have been through has not brought you down yet. So nothing in the near future is going to be able to do it either. You are not some crumbling person who has no strength within you. You are somebody who is very solid, very strong, very adaptable, very flexible, and very capable of facing any challenge that comes your way. And you have the guidance of the angels and the divine on your side. You may want to work on your root chakra and your crown chakra. To make sure that you are in alignment so that you are healing, hearing, and feeling the connection you have to the universe and to your guides and to the divine and your angels, your ancestors. You are definitely very protected, very strongly protected, and they are definitely trying to reach out to you and trying to get you to hear what they have to say. You are somebody who's very intelligent, very cunning, resourceful. You are somebody who has a very undeniable and unbreakable loyalty to those that you call family or friend. You are learning to release control and to be able to go with the flow, to live and let live, to lead by example and not by force, to really be able to trust that in leading, you will inspire others to follow, and that not everybody's path is going to be the same. We are all here and we are all walking down our own paths, and sometimes our paths are not the same, but that does not mean that all of our paths do not mean something and all of our paths do not have purpose, because everyone's path has purpose. Everyone is important, and no one is any better than anyone else. No one has any greater meaning than anyone else. Everyone is here and everyone matters. You are definitely somebody who is very much so life partner material as well. You are somebody that really anybody would be lucky to have in their life. And I feel like you may even be calling in a soulmate or some sort of life partner in the near future, something that's going to be stable, strong, solid, long lasting. Wolves actually are very, very loyal. They mate for life. Not only do they mate for life, but they take care of anyone in their pack, and they don't generally leave anybody behind either. And if they say find another baby somewhere, they generally don't harm babies either. They will take that baby in and raise it as their own. You definitely have a lot of people behind you, a lot of support, a lot of caring connections. And if you don't right now and you feel like there isn't anybody around, there will be. But I really do feel like you are not alone currently. Like, you do have people who care about you, love you, and cherish you more than you know. You may not be feeling it, but a lot of times we feel alone even when we aren't. And you're being asked to really trust. You're not meant to know everything that is going on. And this is so that you can sharpen your intuition. You are alone right at this moment and in the dark a bit, so that you can sharpen your intuition and really learn how to listen to it and follow it on the path that you are creating. And you are creating something that is going to be very great in your life. So that is what I have for that question. If anybody else would like to ask a question, you can find my PayPal or Cash App in the description box below. And until then, we are going to see what other messages Spirit has for us tonight. Shifting your focus to the self more. I have done enough for others. I am whole on my own. I am stronger than I think. I can do anything that I set my mind to. And that is helping me on this journey. I realize how much I have done for others in my life, and I apply those things in my own direction as well now. It is time for self-focus and self-care. Others can stand on their own for now as well. I am worthy of my own focus, and my whole being will shift once I decide to shift my focus to me. And a lot of times when we start to shift our focus to ourselves, and for a long time we've been this doormat who is there for everybody, doing everything for everyone, and not really taking the time for ourselves, then guess what? A lot of people sometimes have a problem with it at first. It's an adjustment period. Generally, it is an adjustment period. And so we may have to fight with every fiber in our being to do something for ourselves. My entire life was dedicated to everyone around me for so many damn years. This is the first time in my life where I am doing something for me, and technically I'm still doing something for everybody else. But this is what I wanted to do. This is where I wanted to be. And this is what I fought for. This is what I had the passion for. This is what I had the drive and the motivation for. What do you have that for in your life? Go after it. Put your focus on yourself and what you want to create and what you want to do in your life. And As you do that, you are telling yourself that you are important. What you want matters, what you desire matters, what you want to build matters. That you are something that should be focused on too, and not just everybody else matters, but you do as well. Underneath it all, believe that you are beautiful. There are many mistakes you think that you have made, but know that it all happened for a reason. Start to see yourself as the man or woman. All humans are imperfectly perfect. Unconditional love for you and for others. We are all imperfectly perfect. And if you feel like you've made some mistakes, if you feel like you have stumbled, if you feel like you have fallen, or if you feel like there is things that you've done that you could never forgive yourself for, start to forgive yourself for those things. Start to see yourself in a new light. And I'm not saying in a new light like you're this infallible, perfect being that could never do no wrong. That's the ego talking. I'm talking about looking in the mirror and going, fuck, I have made some mistakes. But that's okay, because that's how we learn. That's how we grow. Everybody's gonna make mistakes, and it's okay that I made a mistake because I'm just human. I am a human, and that's a beautiful thing. And part of being a human is making mistakes and going through things and enduring things and, facing hardship. Facing our own self-hate sometimes is a lot of part of being human. And when we're hating ourselves, then we are hurting others with that hate. So taking that time to forgive yourself, love yourself, and have that compassion and empathy for yourself allows you to have those same things for other people. And it also keeps you from hurting other people as well. You're welcome, Charette. Thank you, Rashima. A totally new way of life and living is manifesting around you. Everything is shifting for you. Your hard work is paying off. Your dedication to yourself is showing, and your boundaries are spot on. This is definitely falling in alignment with this whole reading tonight. Don't let the thought that you are mean or others are hurt stop you. Tough love is love too, believe it or not. No more enabling bad behaviors. When trust is broken, it needs to be earned back, and they can live with that or be gone. They shouldn't have done what they did, and now they know better. They can still choose to repeat it, and you can still choose to walk away at any point if you let them back in. You have learned how to detach yourself from the outcome. And since you've learned how to detach yourself from the outcome, it doesn't become the end of the world. And if they do decide to repeat the same things that they have done in the past that have hurt you, then you have no problem pulling yourself away and leaving it behind. But sometimes it is okay to give an extra chance. There's nothing wrong with giving an extra chance. And maybe that's what you're having a hard time forgiving yourself for, is maybe you feel like you gave too many chances when you shouldn't have. But you know what? You're a loving being, and it's okay to give chances. What you want wants you. Raise your vibrations so you know this is true. That's the second time that has came out in the last 10 to 15 minutes. What you want wants you. Raise your vibrations so you know this is true. And also so you're wanting the right things, because sometimes when we're in lower vibrations, we are not wanting the right things. Am I right? I think I'm right. Choose joy, compassion, and forgiveness in dealing with yourself and with others. Wow, that fits spot on. Free your heart from the wounds of the past, heart chakra. So it's time to really work on your heart chakra, being able to give and receive freely. Being able to open yourself up to love, being able to melt the ice that has been placed on your heart by past hurts and pains, and being able to be open and receptive, joyously and optimistically believing in beautiful things, knowing that as you give, it is going to come back to you. Even if it's not from the same sources that you're giving to, that love and that beauty will come back to you, because what you put out there is what you get back. The fish and the fire ants. So learning how to go with the flow, not allowing the people around you to cause you to feel like you are on fire, to cause you to feel like you are in constant conflict. Don't let the conflicts around you to pull you down, to weigh you down, to make you feel like there is no room to breathe or no room to move. Learn how to be adaptable, flexible, learn how to go with the flow, and then learn when it's time and when it's necessary to go against the flow as well. Because there are times that it is something that needs to be done, going against the flow. But you have to pick and choose your battles, and you can't allow every single thing that happens to cause you to spiral out of whack. Check. Successful career, Felix Felicitas. Power symbol to create lucky serendipitous events, a happy working environment, pay raises, and promotions. And those are definitely coming into a lot of people right now. It seems to be a collective energy that there's a lot of people getting recognized, recognition, and growth, and new employment, money coming in, increases in your value because you have learned how to value yourself. That is definitely something that comes with learning how to value yourself as well, is that you get that recognition, you get that happy working environment, you get those pay raises because you decided not to settle for things that you did not feel were good enough for you. And just because they're not good enough for you doesn't mean they're not good enough for everybody. It just means that that is not something that you feel comfortable doing or like you feel like you want to do. So there's no judgment when you go to make these decisions for yourself and these changes for yourself, but these changes are necessary to make for you so that you feel good and so that you feel happy and harmonious in the situations that you are in. Really having a lot of faith and trust and belief that you will be seen and that you will be heard and that you are somebody who can have a happy, harmonious relationship, a peaceful, content partnership or friendship or relationship with your family members, that you can have those things, and that in the past, you might have been a little bit emotionally immature, accepting that, looking in the mirror at that, and really understanding that so you can learn more about your emotions, learn more about yourself, learn more about what emotional maturity looks like, emotional intelligence looks like, so that you don't get hurt again in the future. You may have also even dealt with somebody who was a little bit manipulative and somebody who was very emotionally manipulative, is what I'm feeling. And really made you feel like there was hope and belief for a future in a situation, and then broke your heart, stabbed you right through your heart, and made you feel like they just took everything with them that you loved and held dear in your life. And knowing that just because things fell apart like that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, that you're still standing. Like the Elton John song that came out earlier said, still standing. You are still standing. You're still here. Have hope, faith, and trust for the future. Belief that something better is coming, that the lessons you are learning are for a reason, and the obstacles that you are going through are just stepping stones in the right direction. They are not something that is meant to knock you down forever unless you allow them to. Don't allow them to knock you down forever. Learn, grow, accept, look in the mirror, understand what was going on your side and their side, so that you can make different adjustments when it comes to going into a situation again. And how do we find a light bulb that works? According to Thomas Edison, he made 1,000 light bulbs and finally one worked. And you know what? He didn't give up. That's why he found one that worked. He didn't feel like he failed 1,000 times. He felt like he found 1,000 ways to not make a light bulb. And then he found one way to make a light bulb. And sometimes it takes 1,000 ways before you find that right way. And that's what emotionally maturing and emotional growth looks like. It's messy, it's painful, it's hurtful, it's a lot of hardship, but it's worth it in the end, because in the end, you are doing better than the person who decided to ignore it and not do the growth work, right? And once again, if anybody wants to donate to the channel, my PayPal and Cash App are both in the description box below, or if you wanted to be able to purchase a question, that's how you do it. Until then, we are still looking at messages for spirit, or from spirit. I honestly don't even know you exist. Just like you, I am busy pining after somebody else who doesn't seem to see me either. We are mirrors. I wish I knew how to shine brighter, how to stop being invisible to my interest. Step into your full light and be you, and know that you will have others who will notice you. As we are chasing others who don't see us, someone is chasing us too, and we don't even see them because we are so focused on something that we can't have instead. Don't settle for the ones who don't see you, or the ones who see you that you don't see. Get to know the ones looking at you, but don't settle. You could also be bold and make the first move. Who knows? Once I see you, things may change, but so far I haven't even noticed you. It's not your fault. I'm just very focused on someone else the way that you are on me. So, if you're focused on somebody right now who doesn't seem to notice you, see you, or even really know you exist, you can choose to make a move. What are you going to regret tomorrow if you don't wake up? What are you going to regret? Are you going to regret telling somebody you cared about them and they didn't feel the same way? Or are you going to regret not saying it because you never even knew what could have happened if you would have said it? So you can get out there and you can make the first move. Who cares what gender norming rules there are? Who cares about that shit? You can get out there and you can make the first move. You can say, hey, how you doing today? You can even just go, oh, nice weather we're having today. Isn't the sun beautiful? It doesn't even matter what you say. They notice you now, right? Because you talk to them. And sometimes that's what it takes, especially if they're busy staring at someone else. And you know what? If they notice you after that, great. If they don't, then at least you know. And at least now you don't feel so hung up on that. You can let that situation go. Or you can spend your whole life thinking about it and what would have happened if you would have opened your mouth and said something. I don't know about you, but that sounds worse than opening my mouth and saying something, right? Enough. I'm still here, filled with no fear. Can't take me out. Can't fill me with doubt. Blessings rain down on me, divine grace for all to see. Give it up to the Most High. Raise your hands up to the sky. Rising up from down low, these are the seeds that I sow. My fruit is sweet. Pull up a seat. Follow me if you dare. There is always enough to share. Feel like there is enough to go around. Feel like there is somebody for everybody. There is plenty of fish in the sea. This person is not the last person on God's green earth, you know? There is like a billion, maybe a trillion people out there. I really don't know how many people are on this planet, but I know there's a lot of them. And if this person doesn't notice you and doesn't feel the same way about you as you feel about them, this is just a crush. If you guys haven't even talked to each other, you don't even know each other, but you're pining after them, this is a crush. And yes, it does hurt when your crush doesn't notice you or appreciate you or want you in the same way that you want them, but there's plenty of other people out there. So even if you make that move, and even if you say something and they decide that they aren't feeling the same, or you might even decide that, wow, now that I've talked to you, I really don't even feel like I thought I would. You know, there are other people out there. There are other situations, other experiences out there. It's time to get rid of the fear. It is time to fill yourself up with self-confidence, to have that beautiful energy vibrating out of you as you go up to this person and tell them what you think and make that move that you want to make. Because you know deep down that you do want to make that move. Spider and the mouse. So, there's also a need to just let go of control. If you decide to do this, to let go of control and to let things unfold naturally. Try not to nitpick things, try not to push things, but build something slow and steady. Put a lot of time, effort, and thought into it. You're really working on something very hard, and you are really creating something very stable, something very steady, something very true to yourself as well. You know, I like to leave the spiders alive in my house because they protect me from the rest of the bugs. There's a lot of bugs where I live. And when you kill all the spiders in your house, you end up with 500,000 other bugs. And so I leave the spiders alive. If they don't bother me, I don't bother them. Because you know what? They keep my house safe. So, I don't know what that resonates with there, but it must resonate with something with somebody. Walk away from the need to control things. Walk away from the need to dictate things. And leave behind anybody who makes any kind of passive aggressive, snarky, jealous remarks towards you as well. Handle those situations with grace, with dignity, with poise. You know, compliment people. Don't allow their energy to become yours. Don't allow yourself to be morphed into who they are. shit, if you wanted to, you could be like me. And you can just tell them that, hey, I'm seeing that you're jealous of me. And, you know, I don't know why. Because you're fucking amazing. What the hell's wrong with you? Why are you focused on being jealous of me when you have so many amazing things about yourself? Why don't you start loving those things instead? I have actually told somebody something very similar to that before. And she looked at me like I was nuts at first, and she was going to deny the jealousy. And then when she heard the rest of what I had to say, she actually admitted it, weirdly. Little luxuries. Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. One enchanted evening. The perfect night. So, if things don't go as planned, don't get too upset about that. But I really feel like if you make the first move, you might actually be very pleasantly surprised in this situation. And just try to enjoy the night, though, and allow things to go with the flow, and allow yourself to just be carried away. Don't try to control things. Don't try to make things go in your favor. Just enjoy yourself and enjoy the time, and realize that there are plenty of options out there. Just because you went on one date with this person doesn't mean you have to settle down immediately. That means you went on a date with this person, and, you know, take a little while to think about it and see what you thought about it, how you felt about it. Take a little while to get to know this person, to get to understand them before giving your entire heart, loyalty, and being over to this person. Make sure that you're getting to know them and that you're allowing things to unfold slowly and steadily, because slow and steady wins the race. Sorry. Generates luxurious experiences and surroundings. So I feel like you are definitely going to be creating a lot of good surroundings and experiences for yourself. You're really going to be enjoying a lot of good nights in the near future. And a lot of this is because you have worked on being able to let go of control and being able to just face things with grace, poise, dignity, integrity. Really just being able to face things with calmness and a centered attitude in mind. Being able to create and grow situations in a slow, steady fashion and manner. I'm going to grab some of my ancestor messages here from my Secrets Exposed bag. Neglect came out in the beginning of the reading as well, in the abuse cards. Oh, where did it go? I lost the neglect card. Well, okay, I found it. Yeah, that came out in the abuse cards at the beginning as well. And I happened to grab the exact one it was. Neglect and invisibility causes feelings of not belonging and unworthiness. So, you could have definitely been feeling like you didn't belong or you were unworthy, like you didn't matter, you weren't a priority to others, like what you wanted didn't even exist. It wasn't something that mattered to anyone, and that included yourself. You may have been very neglected by other people who just made you feel like you were a problem, or like you were something that was getting in the way, or like you could have also even learned how to become this invisible person, because when you were seen, it wasn't in a good way. So it could have been a situation where people may have treated you very badly when you were seen. So you kind of made yourself invisible, which means you're invisible and you weren't getting punished, or you weren't getting constantly harped on or something like that, but at the same time you still suffered, because you suffered this invisible, neglectful energy where it really made you feel like you didn't even matter, you didn't even exist, you weren't even present in some ways. Listen to the signs. Clairaudient. So you could definitely be clairaudient, and you could be receiving a lot of messages coming in. When you hear something and you're like, did I think that? Where did that come from? Maybe it came from your guides. Listen to those signs. Listen to the things they have to say to you. Guard your heart, but not too much. So, sometimes when you go through neglect, you can be very needy when it comes to other people. You could be a little clingy, a little codependent. When you come into a relationship, you can go on one date with somebody and then you're head over heels in love with them and you never want to be apart from them. And you don't want to be doing that. You've learned that in the past already. You don't want to be doing that. But you also don't want to be self-sabotaging and in such a cold energy that you can't connect to anybody at all either. There are two extremes to that. There's running away, there's chasing, and then there's just this nice, happy medium where both parties are doing a bit of running and a bit of chasing, and it's not really running away and it's not really chasing to the point that you are making the other person feel like you're insane. It's it's an equal give and take of energy where both parties are giving and both parties are receiving, and allowing it to just grow slow and steady and to build into something solid and real, so that at the end of the day you have a very solid foundation to build upon instead of a foundation that was thrown together really quickly and very haphazardly. Something that really wasn't built on anything solid or permanent. Been through a lot. So you have been through a lot, and that's okay. It's okay to not be this perfect being who's never seen anything or done anything. And it's great in a lot of ways because you know a lot more than a lot of people do as well. You have a lot of wisdom that you've gained, a lot of knowledge that you've gained. Animals are amazing friends. So, a good pet is always a great thing to help you get through anything you're going through. What I love about that coming out too is we actually had a message from animals earlier that popped out. And you definitely, if you have animals, they are an amazing friend. They are somebody that you can talk to about everything. They are somebody that you can cuddle with. There's somebody that are always there. There's somebody that isn't going to abandon you. They're somebody that you can count on and rely on, and at the same time, they count on and rely on you. It's a very equal give and take. And sometimes people take their animals for granted and don't realize how much their animals are giving back to them, because their animals are giving back to them as much as they are to them. You might provide a home and love and care and food, water, a place to go to the bathroom, things like that. But your animal provides that love, care, nurturing, friendship. And really, I feel like that is definitely something worthy of giving my time and energy to. Give your fears and your worries to a higher power. Believe in your dreams. Conscience, Jacob Lee. This actually came out in my reading earlier as well. My ancestor messages for how proud of, or why they're proud of you and why they love you. I feel like your ancestors want you to know that they are proud of you, that they love you, that they are so happy that you are calling out to them for help, that they are so happy that they can step in and be there for you. And they are glad that you are finally ready to say, okay, I don't mind you stepping in and helping out. I would love to feel like I'm not alone, and I would love to see that you really are there. Give me a hand, please. I really feel like they are very proud of you for everything that you've been through and how you have been able to come to this understanding of the things that you have been through, and you've been able to heal yourself. You've been able to listen to the signs. You've been able to see the things that you have been going through and the reasons why certain things have been happening in your life. You've been able to work through a lot and break a lot of the cycles that you've been dealing with already. And you are continuing to do so much good work, and they are so proud of you. The festival creates an energetic blueprint for a fantastic party or event. Goddess, healing feminine energy. You know, I've talked a lot lately about how I do not believe in God the Father. I just don't. I believe, first off, that every life on this planet is created through a masculine and a feminine energy. What makes you think that the entire universes could be created by a man alone? because I don't believe that shit for 1 second. But the patriarchal society that we live in has pushed that belief system for a long ass time so that we don't ever question the fact that it is set up in that manner. And really, I don't believe in that shit for a second. We are working on healing feminine energy at this moment in time. And when you start healing energies like that, it can go to different extremes. It can go from being extremely masculine to adding in this feminine energy and then going extremely off to that side where you're super in the feminine energy. And then it balances out in the medium with a happy medium and a happy middle. So you may have went from somebody who might have been very closed off, very cold-hearted, very emotionally unavailable, stoic, very harsh, demanding, controlling a bit, very action-oriented, very strong, solid, unyielding, stubborn, over into this energy of very, 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 very yielding, giving, submissive, crying, upset, hurt, lost, lonely, pain. Into this energy of balancing it out now, where you are learning how and when to act and how and when not to act and what requires your attention and what doesn't, where you should give in and where you should stand your ground. All of those things are being balanced out as you heal the feminine energy inside of yourself. You are really understanding that to be who you are, you don't have to act in a certain way. That all of you are important parts, and no part of you needs to be shunned or put aside for the happiness or comfortability of other people as well. Prayer is going to help you a lot at this time. Meditation, yoga, self-care, reflection, really taking time out for you, finding that peace within yourself and not allowing the outside world to steal that peace from you is going to be something that is very important as well. You are really transforming right at this time. You are coming out of the cocoon. You are this bright, shiny new butterfly. You have so many differences within yourself, and it's okay to have those differences. And that's what you're starting to be at peace with, is how different you are. You are very different from a lot of people, and that's okay. And you're starting to understand that, starting to accept that, starting to really feel okay and comfortable in your own skin as who you are. Instead of feeling like you need to blend in or you need to be somebody that's a little different than what you are, or like what you are isn't good enough, you're starting to be comfortable just as you. You're really having a lot of new thoughts, new ideas, new perspectives, and understandings about the world around you. You are learning a lot about spirituality or religion. You're really growing in your faith. You're growing in your passions. You are entering this time period of new vitality, new joy, new motivation and drive. New things are causing you to really feel new feelings as well. You've been working extremely hard towards a goal, towards on your hobbies maybe even. Some of you could definitely be putting a lot of time and effort and energy into artworks of some form, and that is also helping you to heal and find peace. You could definitely be being told here as well that it is okay to just take some time away and to rest, to not just throw yourself completely into work, to be okay with being still for a minute and just being at peace with that still feeling, instead of feeling like you have to distract yourself with different things to keep yourself from being able to feel. Because at this point you have healed enough that you're going to be able to remain at peace even while you're diving into these feelings. I think I have about enough time for one extra question if anybody wanted to buy a question, or if you wanted to donate. My Cash App and PayPal are both in the description box below, and you can do that and ask in the comments. We have the Ace of Swords and the Two of Cups. So you are learning what brings true balance and peace and friendship into your life, what is truly an equal give and take in a relationship, what you truly want in a relationship as well. You're being a lot more honest, a lot more open, a lot more authentic. You are seeing through the bullshit and the lies, and you're understanding things in a way that you have never understood things before. Thank you very much, Rashima. I really appreciate it. And you are really just coming into a completely different energy than you have been in the past. You are more at peace with expressing yourself. You know that expressing yourself isn't just instantly going to cause everything to disintegrate and fall apart, especially if you are putting in that work and effort to create something from the bottom up and build a solid foundation. Then you truthfully and honestly know that that is not going to cause everything to fall apart. You're really seeing things in a different light than you ever have. Go with the flow and allow for change to take place, knowing that change is equally capable of being good or being bad, and hope for the best. Third eye chakra, seek solitude, get quiet, remember self-care, connect to your higher self. The answers are within. Intuition is real. So you are definitely at this point in time where you are noticing and seeing the signs and synchronicities around you. You are really starting to believe in and trust that your intuition is real, and there is a reason for you to stop and listen to it. You are really coming into an energy of being more able to allow things to happen, allowing changes to take place, not getting into this energy that the sky is falling every time something happens around you. Instead of feeling that way, you're starting to realize that changes can be good too, and it's not just something that's bad. Be kind to yourself and to others. Healthy boundaries are kind to both. Heart chakra. So healthy boundaries are not only kind to you, they are kind to the people that you are dealing with too, because they tell other people how you deserve to be treated, how you want to be treated, what's okay with you, what isn't okay with you. And then you are being honest and upfront with them. You're not selling them a package that doesn't even exist, because you're not telling them, oh yeah, I'm okay with everything. Treat me however you want to treat me. And then 6 months down the lane, you are bitching at them because they're doing the same things that they were doing at the beginning, that you could have told them at the beginning you didn't like and you didn't appreciate, but you were worried about being open and honest with them and expressing yourself truthfully because you thought they might leave. And now, 6 months later, they may not leave for you saying that, or you're busy leaving them because you can't take it anymore and you weren't being honest with them or yourself. So now you're learning how to be honest with yourself, how to express yourself, how to say what's real and what's right in your life. And that is not only kind to you, but it is kind to other people too, and vice versa. Shine your light to lead others to being their true self. Throat chakra. So you're learning how to express yourself. Like I said before, and it fell right on top of the Ace of Swords. What are the odds of that, right? Other than perfect divine intervention there. Shine your light to lead others to being their true self. And the way that you do that is by being authentically you, being okay with being yourself, being okay with expressing yourself and the truth that you hold within, believing in that truth, acknowledging that truth, and expressing that truth. Setting your boundaries in a healthy, proper place and allowing yourself to acknowledge that that is okay, that it's okay to expect things from another being. And if they can't deliver them, to move away from that situation, because that is not what you are wanting at the end of the day. You're not wanting somebody who cannot accept your boundaries and respect them. Abracadabra with wings. Fantastic good fortune and lucky chances. Healing. True healing of the mind, body, and soul. So you are truly healing your mind, your body, your soul. You are coming into alignment with who you really are. You are accepting yourself as a whole being, and you are accepting other people as well. You're accepting that you have both a shadow side and a light side. You're also accepting that everybody else does too. It's just all in how our demons play together, because our demons may play nicely together and they may destroy each other with a fiery vengeance. And you're really starting to see that everybody has both sides, and that it's okay. And that it's okay to let people know what your sides are and how your sides want to be treated, how they're triggered, things like that. And in being honest with others and being honest with yourself, You are really calling in more authentic situations and relationships, ones that are going to last longer and stand the test of time better. You really have a lot of good fortune on your side. You have a lot of lucky chances and opportunities coming your way because of these new shifts in your thinking, these new shifts in the way that you speak, in the way that you act, in the way that you perceive the world around you. Because of this hard work that you have put in on yourself to find your faith, to really reflect on who you are, and what you want, and really taking time to take care of yourself, love yourself, and bring yourself up to a higher energetic vibration. You are really causing a lot of good things to come into your life. And I really hope that you guys are very proud of yourself. I am very proud of you. And I am very proud of myself because I have been through a lot of these same lessons as you, and I have been on the same road before. And it is a hard road to travel, but it is definitely worth going down and doing the work necessary to come out the other side of it, because you will feel so much better and you will feel so much stronger, and you will be feeling like things are just falling into place. Blessings are just falling down on your doorstep, and you are feeling good, living good, connecting with others good, and it's going to be so worth it in the end. So, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this session tonight. I really enjoyed being here talking to you guys and exploring all these different things. And I really appreciate you being here to listen to me and what I had to say. And I really do appreciate anybody who has been donating and anybody who has been buying questions. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you for supporting me and my life as I am here to support you and your life. And I really hope you guys have a beautiful night or day, whatever it is, wherever you are when you're watching. Bye bye, guys.